So my name's Ross. This is the studio in Mid-South Audio, located in Milton, Delaware. This is the control room. This is where me and Dutchman spent most of our time. So when we were working on this album, there was a couple songs that they wanted to mix through the board into the tape machine, the Tascam here, and then make that whatever song we were working on, make it sound like, you know, this was recorded on tape. So this is the first time I ever recorded to tape, used this tape machine to actually record. Usually I use it for digital transfers, reel-to-reels, making them digital. But, so it was a learning curve for sure. I usually use Pro Tools. I'm working in the box, usually using plugins that emulate analog stuff, which we do have. Analog compressors, distressors, EQs, all of the above. This Lexicon 300 is awesome for reverbs, but any audio engineer I think will tell you it's faster to work in the box.
It is.
So as beautiful and great this stuff can make sound, it's just a little bit time consuming sometimes.
Plugins take up less space.
Take up less space. They work faster. It's my best friend. But Dutchman really wanted this sound, so I was like, cool, I'm more than happy to work with this. So the way I did it, after working through troubleshooting all this stuff, I was running everything through the board. They gave me stems, and then I would output the stems to the board, mix on the board, and this is where I say it's limiting because I have a high pass, a low pass, and then 3 EQs, so it's a 3-band EQ basically.
Right.
And especially when it's a drum stem, so it's the whole drum kit in one stem that I'm working with, I'm having to use one channel here, this is the whole drum kit, that I have to then make sound like a bunch of drum stems that I got and make it sound pretty. So it was a bit of a challenge, and I think it came out pretty well.
So you only had one track for drums?
Yeah, this is, I'm pretty sure, if I can remember correctly, 78 is that song that I had one, because the other ones they gave me stems for the other,
right.
All separate tracks, but they had the one, basically just all of the drum tracks in one track, so that was fun.
So it was already kind of like pseudo mixed.
Exactly, it was pseudo mixed by them, but I had, I wanted the kick to be a little punchier. I wanted the snare to come out more.
Right.
So
how do you tackle that?
So I do the golden rule for kick drum. It's like upping the 2K range to get that pop from the kick, upping the 60 range just to get that thump. But then you're dealing with the snare where it's like 200. 100 range for the beef of the snare, and then the higher range. So upping the 2K, quantizing it making it like really sharp, it's also affecting the snare. So it just had to be a lot of give and take. But we got there. So that, this was the more fun part. I really did have a good time because I do work. I do live sound for live production gigs. And in those cases, I a lot of times work with an SQ5, SQ7s. I do DM5s, stuff like that. The nicer consoles, but it's all faders and analog. But it's also they have digital screens. This I don't have a digital screen, so I'm going back before my time. Anyway, all of this was outputting from the console, and I would use these two. They're actually all the way down here, but basically these XLRs, I'd have the cable still attached, but I would run them because they're a separate output. Basically, I'm outputting to the console, and they're running through these XLRs.
Got you.
Outputting to the Tascam here in the back, and then so I put it in input and then output the Tascam right back into the board. And then I'm recording on, I think I usually use these two channels because they're closest, but I would record them through these channels and back into Pro Tools.
Got you. So this side is for your recording.
Sometimes. Honestly, for big bands, I do use the entire board for recording. And again, because I'm working in the box, most of the time I'm using this for preamps, which this console has beautiful preamps.
Right.
But I recorded them through those 2 channels and then get a stereo mix digital. But while we're doing that, while I'm recording it into there, they had reel-to-reels that they brought. So simultaneously, we're recording the tape recording the mix to the tape, and then outputting it back into the console. And then, to be safe, we would rewind, play the tape, and record it again to make sure I got the actual sound from the tape machine. So the digital mix is from the tape machine. That's where the warmth is coming from. And they have the tapes, they have the originals,
right.
So, they can go home and play it on their tape machine and really hear that warmth.
Which I think they actually have.
Yep. It's it sounds awesome. It was a new learning curve for me, but I did enjoy it.
Would you do it again?
I have to. I am pretty sure the answer is yes, because Dutchman's going to want to do it again. And now I know it's going to be a lot quicker. I'll have it set up for them.
Very cool.
So yeah.
All right. Thank you for your time.
Of course.